everybody's just like learning, because like there's this mantra or this saying that you can say is nobody knows what they're doing, so you might as well just do what you want to do and figure it out as you go. Welcome back to episode 4 of Heavenly Delusions, with the review coming on. If you haven't watched the other episodes, feel free to go back and watch them. They should be on the channel right now. If not, you can also go back and watch the anime yourself, because there are spoilers in this anime, just to let you know. So with that being said, let's get started with episode 4. I wanted to touch on a couple of different points, but right now what we will do is we'll come in here, because I was a little bit confused. It's like there's no sign of an intruder, and when it pans into this other camera right here, as you can see, we'll continue our search, but it's likely an error, because all of a sudden there was this alarm that went off, as you're well aware of right now. And this is a subtlety that I didn't notice, 153434. There's these things called like angel numbers. So what I want you to do really quick is 3434, and then we go into angel number. What it means is a sign of new beginnings, balance, and abundance. So it's like, this is a signal, a message from your angels about hard work, dedication, and building a solid foundation in your life, which is fantastic to be able to see that is within the anime. So there's all these small little hidden subtle cues within the animes or within our shows or within our life that are always hidden and helping us in the direction that we need to go in, because there's something that's going on within this episode that we see, because even with the kids right here, and I was kind of thrown back when I watched this the first time. So it's like, hey, we're going to go see the babies. And she's like, what do you mean the babies? Like, what are you talking about? And they have to go through like this little like building, but like homeboy doesn't have the same skills as the other girl does. So he finds out a different way. Like you see all the cameras, like they're watching all the other kids. Like you see all the monitors, like all these little things that were going on. And this was foreshadowed in the episode prior, which I ended up talking about. So I'm not going to touch on it here, but they're like, that was close contact. We need to see that again. Like it's like these people, these humans, are monitoring these kids, because I don't think that the kids are actually like humans either. There's the disease from the last one as well too. He ends up grabbing that, gets a good idea to be able to get up top, which is like a great idea. It's just like, this was so-and-so's idea. And this is my whole thing, is like, nobody has, like, there's no real original ideas anymore, which is interesting. But like, so we see him climbing up the wall, but like when it pans to the camera and goes into the monitoring room, like there's nobody there. It's like, well, that's kind of interesting. Like, how is that able to happen? Like, how, like, we can see. And it's just like, this is kind of interesting. But like, that's what I want, touching back on, like, nobody has any original good ideas, or just no original ideas. Like, every idea is inspired by somebody else and is always foreshadowed in some way, shape, or form. So like, my videos hopefully are giving you different ideas and ways of thinking and doing and acting and whatever it may be, because like, that's just how the world works, and that's just how the world is. And this is the fish thing that I talked about in season 1, which that got me thinking a lot, is like, I don't know how these kids have these certain powers, but they have apparently powers to be able to like create things and have them manifest in this other world over here, because everything is just a manifestation whenever it comes down to it. So like, they get this creative idea of like being able to stop the fish, and like, since you find out that like this ship transports all of the goods from like the base camp thing that they went to in episode 3, and it's just like, okay, well, they must have been shopping weed down there as well too. So like, weed absorbs water, so it's like, it's now all of a sudden just a fish out of water, so they don't really have to worry about like doing it. He's able to do his special powers of being able to like kill the fish in the regards to be able to make sure that they can be like free, and they don't have to worry about it anymore. So it's just like, that's how she was able to survive before having him, by getting creative and like having these different ideas, because obviously, as we talked about in the last episode, she, I still don't know. You let me know. You probably already have let me know by this point in time. But basically, it's just like trying to figure out like, what is this fish? How is this fish? Where is this fish? Is this an actual fish? Like, is this actually a he or she? So it's just like, once you have had an event happen beforehand, you know how to avoid that event in the future moving forward. So it's all about trial and error. It's all about trying to figure out like, what does work, what doesn't work, testing out different ideas, strategies, tactics, whatever it may be, to figure out like what will work moving forward, so that we don't have to have the same incident happen again. And this is the trippy part, because it's like, these apparently are the babies. Like, that's what they see babies as. It's like, oh, this is interesting. But like, they look like these creatures first. And this one creature really resonates with him as well, like very highly. And it's just like, okay, well, that's kind of interesting. Like, why is this creature reacting with him so heavily? And it's like, intruder detected. Tokyo was the one, just has the hands up. Doctor's about to like open the door, but it says closed. And then it's like, intruder is detected, and like intruder detected because like they were gonna go there, but it doesn't work. It's just like that's closed. It's like, okay, perfect, even though that was the sanctum where the kids were. And she's like, I'm not sure, first time hearing it. Intruder, they're expecting to have all these other things, but they find out that the intruder's here. Cameras stop working as well here, like they aren't actually in the room like I was talking about at the beginning. This footstep, dude, like that thing screwed him, because like, well, why is there a footstep here in the first place? But they don't know that. He doesn't know that. He left that. And the baby's just like, oh, okay, I'm going to be Tokyo now. And I'm going to touch on the babies a little bit later, because I think that there's this concept that I didn't pick up on the first watch through. So you can subscribe to the channel to make sure that you don't miss out on that. So it's like, this woman comes in, it's like, do you know anything about that alert? And it's just like, isn't this place like a part of your body? If a human had a health inspection and received a report for further examination required, could that human identify where there was something wrong in their body? And it's just like, I surrender, like you would. Like there's no way to know like what the exact problem was, but you can always ask. And I still don't know what like this robot is. Like, is this robot trying to like breed the babies? Is it not trying to breed the babies? Is it trying to help people out? Is it not trying to help people out? It really gives me like Promised Neverland vibes, where it's just like there's so many different ideas and concepts around that I'm like, I just don't even know where to start or where to begin. And it's a trip to me. It's very fun and exciting though, but yeah, we just have these different concepts, these different ideas. They come in here, people that don't really know how to interact with one another all that well. Like they're just trying to figure out their life and their world. And it's just such an interesting concept about trying to find love and what love is and what love isn't. And like everybody's just like learning, because like there's this mantra or this saying that you can say is nobody knows what they're doing. So you might as well just do what you want to do and figure it out as you go, because nobody has any clue. Like we're all just figuring it out day by day. We're all just like learning new things, learning new lessons, what we do want, what we don't want, what is for us, what isn't for us. And the more that we are able to do more of what is for us, the better we can get at doing the things that are not for us. So it's really just a very good type of concept of trying to figure out like, what is it that you want? What is it that you're good at? What is it that you can do better than anybody else? And if you can figure out that aspect of what you can do better than anybody else, all of a sudden you're going to be able to pick up on small subtle cues. But like if you aren't even going out into the world in the first place, how are you expecting to have any sort of impact or change on your life? And you just have to be able to go out, have conversations like I go out and have conversations, or go out and find what other people are interested in. You find out what other people are interested in, and you give them those said things. And then you come up with creative solutions to be able to overcome things. And there's going to be some things that come into your life where you're like, oh, okay, this is a baby. I didn't know that this was a baby. Or, oh, hey, this is how I interact with somebody. I didn't know that this was how I interacted with somebody. I didn't know that people were kissing people and like doing all these different things. Like I didn't know that this was a way to be able to stop people. And you start to do more and more of this. And then all of a sudden, maybe you'll get lucky and you'll find like something sweet and a treat and whatever it may be. And then you can go on this massive journey to figure out what it is that you want. And like, that's the other thing too, is like this guy, he ended up having a photo of the girl. And it's like, it should be between these two, but it's not. So like, how did that photo get sent in the first place? Who sent that photo? How did that photo get taken? Like, where was that photo taken? Did the robot take the photo? There's so many different questions that I don't believe will ever be answered. At least not in the anime series right now. Maybe in the manga it will be, but it's just interesting to see how it works, and I hope that this doesn't have like the same outcome if they do a season 2 like Promised Neverland did, where it's just like great and then it's just like goes to the dump. I don't know. That's something that you're gonna have to let me know. And with that being said, I'll see you in tomorrow's video.